So what makes a really good wax, or what makes a good value for money wax? Is it duration? Is it ease of application, ease of removal, water behaviour? Or have paste waxes become such a niche item that people actually only buy from specific brands nowadays? Well, if you've been following the channel recently, you know that I had applied the Easy Karcher ceramic wax all over it, which unfortunately due to a mechanical issue was, let's call it, removed from the bonnet through absolutely no fault of its own. So I did say in the 8-week update that I was going to apply something else to the bonnet, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today. And I would urge you to stick around to the end of this one, because a few things about this wax may well surprise you. And speaking of surprising waxes, I think it's clear to see here on the side of the car after 10 weeks it was roughly, that the Easy Karcher is still performing absolutely fantastically. Now I'm not going to do any more updates on that on the channel. I think I've said all I really need to say on that one. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I would actually have to admit that it exceeded my own expectations going into the up test. But that's the end of it as far as I'm concerned, so let's get the car washed, get the bonnet prepped, and get the new wax on. Now don't worry though, we're not actually going to go through the whole wash process in this video. So I've already done that, I have the bonnet prepped, and as you can see from the water behaviour, it's completely flat and been reset, ready for the new protection to be applied. So let's take a look at what we're going to use. And here is today's wax of choice. This is from SGCB UK, and this is their D1 coating wax. And before I tell you the price, I'm going to tell you exactly what it comes with. So we have a nicely presented box containing a 200 gram pot of carnauba based wax, also containing its own applicator pad which sits nicely on top of it with its own little lid. It also contains something else you don't normally see, or I certainly don't normally see in a pot of wax, and that's this little spreading knife, presumably for when you're running low in your pot and you can't get out of the corners. And finally it contains this little cloth. And I do mean little cloth, I think it's actually 20 by 20 centimeters. Which I imagine would be hard to remove all the wax from an entire car, but it's certainly going to be useful for this test on a single panel today. Now how much does all this cost, I hear you ask? For a 200 gram pot of carnauba wax, a removing cloth, albeit a small one, a spreading knife and an applicator pad. Well, it's £24.99, which obviously sounds very reasonable, but it might as well be free if it's no good, so let's find out. So after at first thinking the wax was quite hard, I then removed the protective paper film, and discovered underneath was a very soft, almost buttery textured, very pleasant smelling wax. So if the first box in the test were for aesthetics, it's definitely going to receive a tick from me in that one. Moving on then to the application, pretty standard, put the pad into the pot and give it a quarter turn, which is more than enough to get started on my first panel. My preferred method then would be to apply 3 or 4 lines in the opposite or cross section from the direction I'm going to be travelling, meaning that every time I bypass those lines I'll be picking up more wax, which should lead to more even coverage across the whole panel. Well, that's my theory anyway, and it hasn't let me down yet. But you didn't click in this video to see how I apply a wax, you clicked in this video, hopefully anyway, to find out if this wax is good value for money. So we know that the price is low, it comes with a few nice little accessories, and on opening the tin, certainly from my point of view, it's aesthetically pleasing. And in terms of application, I can honestly say it's one of the easiest waxes I've ever applied. But personally, I've never judged a wax on how easy it is to put on, I'm more concerned with what it's like to take off. Because at the end of the day, you could take any household product, be it Vaseline or even a tub of Brill cream, out to your car, get an applicator sponge, and it's going to apply very, very easily. But when you come to take it off, that's going to be a different matter. But I can honestly say that this one, even using this little 20 by 20 cloth that came with it, came off with absolutely no issues whatsoever. Now granted, you're not going to use this one cloth to do a whole car. That's not what we're doing here. I did say I was only going to use it in one panel, so I might as well use the little cloth that came with it. Now the weather conditions were dry and mid to high teens temperature wise, so absolutely perfect conditions for applying a wax and again removing a wax. But I didn't have to keep flipping the cloth or rubbing at it to get bits off. It all came off with no issues whatsoever. Again, another box ticked. So knowing that it wasn't going to rain overnight, I've given the wax a full 24 hours to cure and then gone out with the hose just to see what the water behaviour is like. And I have to be perfectly honest, as impressed as I was with every other aspect of the wax up until this point, this is the part which has surprised me the most. I would struggle to name any paste wax that I've ever used that I could say the water behaviour was better than this. That's not to say that water behaviour is the most important thing, but it's certainly a good visual indicator and something that we do all look for when we apply a product, whether it's important or not. And what happens when we switch over to a fine mist just to see what the beading's like? Once again, it's very impressive. The only thing here is that it doesn't seem to want to bead up. The beads just gather together so quickly and try to stream off the panel. Which then begs the question, well, what's it like at sheeting water? Well, I don't even think I need to say anything here. The results speak for themselves. So in my view, that only leaves two things that we haven't really looked at in terms of what you look for in a wax. One would be the gloss enhancement and the second would be the duration. So we'll come back to the gloss enhancement in a few seconds, but if you take a look at this quick clip from my recent Quick Test Tuesday video on the Karcher Auto shampoo, you'll see that the protection's holding up reasonably well. And this was after 6 or 7 weeks. And from my experience, you'll probably get another 3 to 4 weeks out of that before you need to reapply it, given a duration time of roughly 3 months. Now for a wax that's this easy to apply and to remove, and for water behaviour as good as this, I don't think a reapplication every 3 months is that big a deal. And finally, what about the gloss levels then? Well, unless you can actually see a visible difference in gloss, I don't see what the point is of an actual meter that tells you whether it's glossy or not. If you can't see it, is it really relevant? But as you can see in this particular shot, the paintwork looks a lot darker and it certainly, in my view, has enhanced the gloss, so I'm happy with it that way. Which brings us back to the question I asked at the very start, what makes a good value for money wax? Well, the answer is really up to yourself. It's whatever you think is good value for money, based on what you look for in a wax. But for me, what I look for, this one certainly ticks all the boxes, and for less than £25, I would say this is good value for money. And if you're a regular to this channel, you know that I don't sell products. I'm not here to promote things, I'm just here to give an honest recommendation, or an honest appraisal of something, and that's genuinely how I feel about this wax. So if you've made it this far, thanks very much for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next one, and keep watching those Quick Test Tuesday videos. Other than that, take care.